Okay. Struggle Antaresian Legacy. I think is how you say that. I've never seen that word before in my life. I'm not even convinced that's a real word. I'm convinced that's just made up. I've heard the name of this WOD. I know nothing about it, as usual. I watched like half of the Good Morning Phobos video, the actual reaction video that I made. I need to turn my fucking microphone down. Like, Christ's sakes, I'm like jump scaring myself because I'm so loud. So I'm still adjusting it. I'm still keeping an eye on it. My voice is like still very much in the red whenever I like. Well, it depends also because I'm like turning and I'm like whatever. It should be better now. It's not nearly as loud. It's down a couple decibels. I just got home from work, so I'm tired, but I normally fucking film these when I wake up anyway, so it's basically the same thing. As usual, I've received consent from Mount Payne to do this video. If you've not watched the original video on his channel, I encourage you to close this, go watch that first, give him your first view, and then come back and let's watch this together. I believe that's everything. Is my audio right? Because Windows is stupid. Yeah. Alright. Struggle Antaresian Legacy. Let's go.
Hello there. I'm Pain27, and this is Dean of Doom, the show we give grades to classic and contemporary Doom WODs.
Real quick, I remember when he made this, when the first episode that came out with this title screen. I thought it was so fucking cool. It's so awesome.
I'm Pain27, and this is Dean of Doom, the show we give grades to classic and contemporary Doom WODs. Why? Because ranking things is fun. Today's episode will be dedicated to Struggle Antaresian Legacy, a mega
I was close. Antaresian Legacy. I'm gonna mispronounce it anyway. I don't care.
WOD released in 2018, a full 12 years after its inception by Antares 031. Struggle makes significant modifications to Doom 2's weapons and enemy roster, even tinkering with the standard monster's attributes. The end result is a significantly faster and more dangerous iteration of the game we all know and love. From a design standpoint, Struggle is one of the most
Really quick. Textures. Heretic? Would not mind a... I know it's not technically Doom. I would not mind a Heretic episode one day. I absolutely love Heretic. Oh, and Resurrection of Evil, dude. Hell yeah. What was in Resurrection of Evil that you'd pull into this? I was thinking the shotgun, but that's just Doom 3 in general. Oh, yo, shout out to Dragon Force, by the way.
Super intensive one-man undertakings I've seen in my
the game, not the band.
Doomverse. These levels are huge, architecturally impressive, and meticulously detailed. No doubt the product of hundreds or even thousands of hours of screen time. Whether or not you like Antares' brand of Doom, or the color blue, this megawad demands respect. For my part, I really do like Antares' brand of Doom, so this is going to be a fun one to cover. I hope you enjoy. Here's how the show works.
Hold on, wait, what are the difficulties?
So this is going to be a fun one to cover. I hope you...
Can I go home now? That's me like every day, honestly. Armed and ready, no rest for the living, ultimate vengeance, and nevermore. Holy shit, those are cool fucking difficulties. Although, man, can I go home now is just so relatable. Oh god, nevermore though. That has got to be the best replacement name for Nightmare I've ever seen.
Enjoy. Here's how the show works. Every map gets 1 grade for quality and 1 for difficulty. On the quality side, grades go from A to F.
Okay, the pistol looks like it's a 3-burst.
Memorable, visually
Or
distinctive,
a 2-burst, I can't tell.
Creative, and a fair challenge. Difficulty grades go from X to E. X for extreme, E for easy, A through
I'm
E.
sure he's going to explain it in a second.
I probably won't have the same ideas about what makes a great level as you.
Also, this took me like one entire season to notice this. The frowny face right here turns into a smiley face.
But that's okay. Disagreeing is part of the fun, after all.
I thought it just started as a smiley face. I didn't even notice that.
So let's do so. Before we start, the rules are we play on UV, which in this case stands for Ultimate Vengeance, and must pistol start.
Oh, it's still UV.
Level. I need to play the WOD twice before reviewing it. Saves are allowed, and we go for 100% kills in all levels, making exceptions when it's just not worth it. I play on Z-Doom with compatibility set to strict. Now, to the WOD.
Alright, let's see.
Map 1, at the entrance. First, let's talk about the new stuff, because there's a lot. Your Beretta is now a 9mm that fires in bursts of 2, and if you look at the HUD, you'll notice your max ammo capacity is a lot lower.
I can't see. That is very... Thought that said gay. Not gonna lie to you. Certainly does not say gay. It says GRN. Yeah, holy shit. So with a backpack, it would be 360, 72, 36, 320. Yeah, that is a lot less to work with. Kind of like that, honestly.
Across the board, especially in shells and rockets, or rather...
Although, it being less doesn't mean anything because the weapons are different, so the balancing is going to be a little off. So that doesn't really say a whole lot, but it seems like it's trying to set you up for, like, having more overwhelming fights, or being able to overwhelm you with less because you just have less power on hand.
Grenades. Most monsters move and...
Okay, let me repeat that. Let me watch that again. I talked over it.
If you look at the HUD, you'll notice your max ammo capacity is a lot lower across the board, especially in shells and rockets, or rather, grenades. Most monsters move and attack more rapidly, especially the zombie man, who now shoots continuously on sight. Your combat shotgun...
Oh, that's cool!
...upgrade, and the reload animation looks like you're bailing water out of a sinking ship. Try to get that image out of your head. The grenade...
Wait, it looks like you're bailing water out of a sinking ship. What? Okay. That was a lot of stuff I reacted to. The zombies are awesome that they just sit there and fire at you. That's how they should be because they're kind of pointless in the base game.
Especially
what did you say about the shotgun?
Shoots continuously on sight. Your combat shotgun gets a rate of fire upgrade, and the reload animation looks like you're bailing water out of a sinking ship. Try to get that image.
It does, you're right.
The grenade launcher, which you can find in this secret, fires a lot slower than the old Weapon 5, but compensates with a higher projectile speed and a 150% damage boost on direct hits. It's a fearsome weapon, capable of one-hitting a revenant, but requires a refined touch to use effectively.
Probably random as well.
Demon replaces the fuzzy pinky.
Oh, the Spectre Caco Demon! Oh no, dude! Oh, that's some fuckery. That is some fuckery.
This Yuri change affects revenants, who now fire pairs of faster, less damaging missiles with no homing ability. This change is significant enough to make me reformat my playstyle every time I boot this WAD up.
Yeah, that's game changing.
Some days I like it, some days I don't. Struggle is one of the most recognizable megawads out there, owing to Antari's exhaustive detailing, orderly layouts, and idiosyncratic color and texture selections. Prepare to see a lot of grays, greens, yellows, and blues in this WAD. The crunchy weapon sprites, new sounds, and gameplay changes make this a pretty jarring opener, but I encourage you to stick with it and reap the benefits. Grade B, difficulty.
All power types are based on UV maximums rather than UV speed. That's a good idea.
D-. Map 2, Ready to Survive. Another acclamation map, Ready to Survive, debuts Struggle's custom melee weapons. The drill is fiendish fun whenever you get the chance to use it. And the Berserk Hammer is a hoot.
Bonk! Bonk!
The text file specifies
horny jail, horny jail.
The protagonist goes out to investigate the apocalypse with a pistol and hammer. It's goofy and badass. The super shotgun gets a wimpy sound replacement. Ugh. And even though Antaresian claims to have made no changes to it, the spread seems tighter. This map also sees the triumphant arrival of Struggle's chain gun replacement, the dual pistols. Using these bad boys is like fast forwarding through a John Woo movie.
So, I'm pausing a lot. I'm sorry, this is going to be a long video. The animation does look very weird if you stare at it. So you're probably not supposed to stare at it. That does look really cool, though.
Ready to Survive also introduces resupply rooms, which are my favorite. Making Doom items feel valuable is an art that Antares has mastered. Before we go any further, I ought to mention that I'm terrible at finding secrets in Struggle, partly because Antares is no slouch at hiding them, but the unusual aesthetics also deprive me of my ability to notice visual cues and other irregularities. Besides, I don't think Antares could miss a line of texture even if he wanted to. Grade B, difficulty D. Map 3, Third Supply Depot. With the first of many kill counts in the mid-200s, Third Supply Depot kicks a megawatt off properly, giving you a real taste of the kind of action Struggle is known for. This is also the first of many crack-a-lackin' middies you'll hear in this megawatt. Have a listen.
Okay. That's space rocket.
At this point, it'll hit you that shell pickups only come in 2s and 10s. The SSG will eat through your supply quicker than you're used to, and the dual pistol's appetite for bullets is downright sinful. But you will never hear me say an Antares map lacks health, armor, or ammunition. If you're out of something, keep moving or backtrack. You always leave stuff behind. I also want to commend Antares for generally respecting the player's time. All throughout this megawad, you'll find switches that raise steps and elevators to checkpoint your progress, and doors which can be used as shortcuts once you open them from the other side.
That's a good idea. I wanted to let him finish talking before I mentioned. That's another bout of this. That's another caveat to it, is that I feel like it's, so far from what I've seen, it's only map 3, so I haven't seen a fucking thing. But, like, it seems like it's being designed in a way that you can't really finish some fights in one fell swoop. that you have to, like... You have to finish it in, like, 2 rounds. You have to spend all your ammo, back up, and then do it again.
He also tends to point you in the direction of locked doors as soon as you acquire keys for them. In other words, playing Struggle, you feel in good hands. Grade B+, difficulty C. Map 4, Local Outpost. You probably noticed by now, but Antares loves tech bases, so it's good to see him branch into natural landscapes like the ones you see in Local Outpost. The chiseled cliffsides, crawling with imps, pinkies, and zombies are a nice expo for this texture set. The Archvile makes his entrance here, and he's one of the few Struggle monsters to receive a debuff. His pain chance is higher. However, he does also possess a special new ability that we'll get to later. Local Outpost contains the first large-scale fight in the Megawad, a multi-stage teleport ambush on this helipad.
Not even his final form.
Crash course on up-close grenade launcher use. Study up, because Struggle is going to get crazy before you know it. Grade A-, difficulty B-. Map 5, Sewage Treatment. Another tick up in difficulty, Sewage Treatment is the first Struggle map I regularly get lost in. Granted, I'm a bit absent-minded, but the pathway to the red key, which
please mention the music,
level open, is a bit obscure. Antares lays the opposition on thick here, packing perches, hallways, and dark corners with demon spawn, and setting multiple battles on damaging floor, which he doesn't often do. This snazzy saxophone-driven MIDI is worth the highlight because it's so unlike the rest of Struggle's soundtrack.
It's not exactly what you think when you hear Doom. It's not bad, it's just... it's not what you think.
After you find the red key, you'll have access to the armory, where the greatest plasma rifle replacement in Doom history awaits your loving caress.
Oh, is this a plasma gun? Okay. That's a plasma gun right there. Like, obviously it isn't, but like...
Takes 223 rounds that do 40% more damage a pop than plasma bolts and travel almost twice as quickly. At the end of the map, you'll get a chance to...
That is way more satisfying to use, I'm gonna back this up, than the plasma gun. You know, I lost what I was gonna say, so let me back this up real quick. Oh, yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that, I like the concept of resupply rooms a lot, of those being, like, your only source of health. I know the Mucus Flow did it, too. Because I like the idea that you're basically living from resupply to resupply, from health cache to health cache, rather than just haphazardly placing health and ammo around the map. It's like, it gives you a clear, defined goal to get to, and you could probably even find really interesting routes and make maps really, really, really difficult around having to use these resupply points very well. I imagine Mucus Flow does that, because I know it was an X for difficulty, or close enough anyway. I don't remember what exactly it was. So there's a lot of potential for stuff like this, and I wish it was a lot more common, because this is the only other one I've heard it being done in. I also don't really play Doom that much, outside of, like, speedrunning the base games, the base IWADs. So, you know, what do I know, but, like, that's just what I think. The assault rifle is very, very awesome, from what I can see.
The assault rifle takes 223 rounds that do 40% more damage a pop than plasma bolts and travel almost twice as quickly. At the end of the map, you'll get a chance to test it out on the Megawad's first Cyber Demon. His rockets behave just like your grenades, so be careful. Grade A-, difficulty.
That's 6 to 48 damage per shot, by the way.
B+. Map 6, meet the
as opposed to 5 to 40.
This small base is only notable for the 2 Struggle-exclusive enemies it introduces. The Antaresian is a blue reptilian humanoid
that's from Heretic.
3 Cacodemon fireballs from his trident.
That's the Ophidian from Heretic.
Followed by a fast-moving blue bolt that, according to the text file, can claim the soul of an unlucky victim in a single shot. Antaresians have a smidge more health than Mancubi, but less than Archviles, so expect to waste around 4 SSGs or 2 to 3 grenades on them. The second newcomer is the Aphriest, another foe borrowed from a Raven Software-developed Doom cousin.
Also,
map, you'll
Heretic.
4 of these swift spellcasters. Avoid their blue bolts and pepper them bullets if you can't land your grenade shot.
Or, well,
practice makes perfect.
I didn't play Hexen. I'm pretty sure it's from Hexen because that's not the animation they use in Heretic. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Grade B-.
Also, I was focused on the new enemies. This is a very cool room. This is a very cool room.
Where developed Doom cousin. At the end of this map, you'll face down 4 of these swift spellcasters. Avoid their blue bolts and pepper them bullets if you can't land your grenade shots. Practice makes perfect. Grade B-, difficulty C+. Map 7, Point Foxtrot Tango. After a smoking hot start, Point Foxtrot Tango settles into the standard rhythms of an Antares tech base. His maps are reliably gorgeous, but they do suffer from a bit of Back to Saturn X syndrome, in that Struggle's unique look and uber-polished presentation make some of its levels run together in my memory. Gather 3 keys and watch out for the foes that repopulate the hub area, including a round of Arachnos and a round of Mancubi. Don't worry, Antares, we forgive you.
I apologize in advance. Oh, that's a... It's a Doom 2 reference, I got it.
This rush of pinky...
Wait, what did that say for mapping?
A round of Arachnos and a round of Macubi. Don't worry, Antares, we forgive you.
I stopped mapping and made the exit because I was probably running out of time, as far as what it says. I don't know.
This rush of Pinkies and Revenants by the Archvile guarded Red Key is a nice workout for the Pistols Akimbo. Don't worry about the Lizard Folk for now, they come singly and they're more restricted. With all the keys in hand, it's
how hard did that hit?
Don't worry about the Lizard Folk for now, they come singly and
61, holy shit, dude.
With all the keys in hand, it's time to throw down with Mama Spider. Gentleman that he is, Antares equipped her with a double-barreled plasma cannon that will melt anything not already being ripped to shreds by her super chain gun. She's still helpless against peekaboo shooting though. Grade B+, difficulty B. Map 8, A Forgotten Base. This is what lack of inspiration looks like for Antares. A forgotten base is aptly named. It blends seamlessly in with the rest of the first episode and contains maybe 2 fights that make an impression. Use the assault rifle when prompted, and lean on the grenade launcher whenever you have the space.
People
the
talking outside my door.
Blue key fights can both be binned in this way. Worth noting is the increasing Archvile integration in regular fights. The further we progress, the more Antares will use them like regular foot soldiers. Grade B-, difficulty C+. Map 9, Spectre Strikes. Oh yeah, this one. I find myself saying this a lot when replaying early struggle maps because the map titles don't really connect with their content. For example, Spectre Strikes purports to make spectral cacodemons relevant, but there isn't a single fight where an attentive player will fall victim to them in this whole megawad, let alone in this level. However,
now, had you made this... I don't know what the wake-up sound for a Caco Spectre sounds like, but... if it were silent, then this hallway, or this stairway would absolutely get you, because you wouldn't see them. That being said, I forgot what I was going to say. So it must not have been important. I'm tired.
Let alone in this level. However, Spectre Strikes does contain the wickedest encounter and struggle so far. This brown brick room throws a heap of skeletons, a few pain elementals, imps, 1 slinking Ophidian, and 2 Archviles at you. It's the first time your assault rifle won't be able to end a fight on command. As per usual, Antares' color coordination is on point, and I really like how you can see glimpses of the next level from the exit and this porch. Spectre Strikes is affable and upbeat, and I like its sneaky MIDI. Grade B+, difficulty B. Map 10, Cerulean Ophidians. Translation, Blue Snake. A welcome to the run of tech bases. Cerulean Ophidians is a network of verdant
it is a blue snake, you're right.
Temple to some kind of serpentine death god. I ship Antares' relationship with sprawling, multi-tiered caves like this one. I consider them a staple of his mapping repertoire. As the title implies, Antaresias are front and center here, guarding the assault rifle, yellow key, and exit room in groups of 4 or 5. Their sublime death animation is...
I do have criticism about this assault rifle, though. That flash is giving me a headache.
Rifle, yellow key, and exit room in groups of 4 or 5. Their sublime death animation is always worth the irritation of killing them. This fiery blue key arena is best tackled with a few boxes of 223 in your pack, and whenever Antares cracks out the blue textures, hold on to your seat, because it's about to get bumpy. On to the episode closer. Grade A-, difficulty B. Map 11, The Indomitable Mastermind. This is Struggle's first Goliath.
The song is awesome.
Ruins of a tech base.
Oh my god!
By lava in an active caldera. The Indomitable Mastermind's exit is blocked by a pair of spider demons which cannot be permanently killed until you deactivate the Resurrector. How's that work, you ask? Well, turns out that Antares imbued Archviles with the power to raise masterminds from the dead.
Oh, yeah, so it probably can just raise boss monsters, I'd imagine.
So often in Doom, we hit switches, find keys, and complete objectives without asking why, because the answer is usually, that's how you move forward. It's refreshing to play a map framed around such a tangible mission, and an imaginative one at that. The path to keys and unit switches is fraught with peril. This map is loaded with long-range attackers and roaming troublemakers. Try to make the most of your few allotted rad suits to expand the field and look for secrets, and don't be shy with the assault rifle. There's a locker stuffed with ammo for it in the Unit 2 switch facility. This is the first landmark map in Struggle, an awesome spectacle with stirring action. Grade A.
That's cool.
Difficulty
That's very cool.
Map 12, Into the Danger. Another sumptuously wrought tech base that keeps the action coming at a near constant clip. Into the Danger isn't very distinctive in the scheme of things, but it does introduce my least favorite custom enemy in the Megawad, the Chain Gunner Elite.
Oh
boy, do I hate these guys. They're nimble, hardy, and fire volleys of blue bolts. Guess I have Antares to thank for their inclusion in Eviternity, where I've also always felt overpowered. Regular Chain Gunners are bad enough. Anyway, I like this railway station, and this monster parade by the yellow key is easy to tee off on, but there's not much else to comment on here. Grade B+, difficulty B. Map 13, Military Base. In a huggable bit of self-awareness, base. Antares confesses in the text file it has a shooting range to inform you that this is a military base.
Really?
To be fair, that's not the only giveaway. Military base contains a fully stocked armory and a sickbay with plenty of recovery items and beds if you need to catch some Z's. This map belongs to the chain gun.
I could use one of those.
Antares tucks them around corners and up on ledges like there's no tomorrow, and this mean trap pins you on an island in the middle of a poison vat while they use you for target practice. As is often the case in Struggle's first half, the outdoor areas distinguish military base from its fellows, and the assault rifle continues to dismantle pretty much any threat so long as your mags are full. Grade B+, difficulty B+. Map 14, A Ticket from Inferno. Struggle's first 14 maps can be hard to differentiate, given that the first timer will spend more concentration adapting to Antares' changes than admiring the scenery, but A Ticket from Inferno—
Oh, there's the blue one! And the tech base. And the other blue one.
Inferno stuck with me from day one. The outdoor area's fickle footing, sleek decor, and relentless snipage make for one heck of an intro. I always take an early death here to calibrate. A Ticket from Inferno also boasts one of Struggle's best middies, a bouncy number from Digimon Online.
I did not play Digimon Online.
I always faff around 5 minutes longer than I should in this map, usually because I miss this cue to platform with the red key. The cacos and ghost cacos can be troublesome.
Oh, alright, so speedrunner here. Speedrunning advice coming in. Let me see this again.
I always faff around 5 minutes longer than I should in this map, usually because I miss this cue to platform with the red key. The cacos and
So, I can't tell if you were intentionally faffing the jump up for the video, because I saw you shake your head before it, but you gotta line yourself up and then just hold W and A. And that's it. That should be all you need.
It's longer than I should in this map, usually because I miss this cue to platform with the red key.
I don't know what the cue is, though.
Ghost cacos can be troublesome here.
Maybe the platform races, I don't know.
To move. Same goes for this yellow room on your way to the Unit 1 switch, which pins you between clumps of cacos and imps over poison floor. Prior knowledge really helps with the yellow key fight. If you don't scurry to safety, you're a sitting duck. A Ticket from Inferno is up-tempo stuff. Grade A-, difficulty.
I really wish the muzzle flash on the assault rifle didn't exist. That is blinding.
Plus, footnote, if you happen to be wondering whether you can use the drill on a Hell Knight, you can. Map 15,
okay.
Teleportation Delta. Buckle your seatbelts because Struggle is about to go off the rails. Compared to the tech bases leading up to it, Teleportation Delta is a different beast. Clear out 2 rooms to activate the 2 units, take the exit teleporter, and you'll be thrust into one of the Megawad's biggest clusters. Waves upon waves of enemies inundate the arena as the column in the center descends. Try not to burn too much ammo in the first few waves, and ration your invulns for moments when taking damage seems inevitable. When blue enemies appear, that's when the real fun begins. Antares doesn't let you flee to the perimeter as the middle starts to get busy. The chain gunner elites are a major hazard, but I'd argue the bulkier cacodemons pose more of a threat.
Now this is a fight.
Stuck equals getting dead. Cyber demons are more fragile than you think in this WAD, so don't assume you're in the clear.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always about, you know, big enemy deal big damage as being dangerous. If you can have enemies... that's the whole point of Pinkies. They're meant to just completely block off movement opportunities. They're meant to corral you into a certain direction. And a lot of times it works really well. It just sucks that they die so easily. But in this case, it looks like the cacodemons are meant to herd you into a certain way. And then the blue chain gunners push you in, while the cacodemons try to push you out. So, yeah. Holy fuck.
Show up. Also,
that's a fight!
223 rounds are a bushel of nades for these archviles who are like cats with balls of yarn, frolicking about on their luxurious corpse carpet. My computer lost a month of its life for this shot, so I hope you like it. Teleportation Delta isn't the subtlest map in Struggle, but for its pure spectacle, I'll give it an A- with difficulty A-. There is no regular exit to Map 16 from here, with Maps 31 and 32 being considered second and third parts of a 3-part Map 15. So, Map 15...
Really?
Scorching Flames, in which Struggle raises the bar. Shunted away to a fathomless infernal voidscape, your only way back home is into the jaws of the enemy. The scarlet spires, burnt vegetation, and extraplanar architecture are a gale force wind of fresh air. Tech-based fatigue can hit hard in this one, but from here on out, I promise you won't be wanting for variety. Antares strikes a satisfying balance of arena fights, traps, and environmental combat here, but he has a pretty obvious soft spot for the former. The battle for the yellow key, set in a luscious jade pavilion, is a devilish firefight where you'll be juggling peripheral hit scanners, a flood of heavies, and a sneaky archvile, and this pop-up ambush in the volcanic crater is absurd.
Oh god!
But try to focus your attack on the archviles. You'll be much freer to move without worrying about getting torched. It loses some steam in the final minutes, but Scorching Flames knocks it out of the park in all respects. It's wild at heart and weird on top. Grade A, difficulty A-. Map 15C, the Leviathan. Boss fight time. The third and final leg of your astral adventure takes place in the first of Antari's legendary Blue Bastions. After a short arena fight involving Archviles and the Struggle exclusives, including the debut of the invulnerable and very annoying Aphriest turret, it's time to face the Lord of the Manor. The Leviathan is a lightning-quick, napalm-spitting sorcerer pulled from Hexen with a health pool of 2.5 cyber demons.
So that's 10,000. Yeah, when I hear Leviathan, I think of Water Snake from Final Fantasy. I don't think of fucking Chad guy over here.
Lightning-quick, napalm-spitting sorcerer pulled from Hexen with a health pool of 2.5 cyber demons. You can also summon monsters if you make him flinch. Pump him full of lead, don't stop moving, and he'll go down without much protest. I say this after a considerable period spent adjusting to his immense speed and ferocity compared to Doom's standard enemies. Grade B, difficulty C+. Map 33, At the Entrance 2006.
Oh, is this like...
Amateur Hour. I'm just kidding. The super secret...
Wait, what'd you say? Something amateur hour?
2006. Hey, Amateur Hour.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. The super secret At the Entrance is the first playable Doom level Antari's ever made. A short and modest mini-base adjusted
really cool
to account for Struggle's additions. Only a jerk would make fun of somebody's first map. And this one's not half bad for being the work of a 16-year-old, but it's not going to get a good grade, so for penance, I'll show all of you my first map, which I made when I was 24.
Oh, shit! Okay. Nope, 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 nope! Nope, crack. I'm ready. I suck too, don't worry. I can't make maps to save my fucking life, so don't worry. Alright. BFG in the first room. So far, you got green, okay? You got green. Big fan of green. You got the green weapon in there. A+ so far. A+. Okay? Room full of zombies. Pause it. Room full of zombies, okay? Everyone likes to be good at the game, right? Everyone likes to feel like they're really, really good at whatever game. Sometimes. And you know what? There's nothing quite like BFGing a herd of zombies. So, I can't fault you there. But actually, this is brilliant design, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you're going to grab that BFG, you're going to open the door. This is a blind playthrough. You're going to walk in there, see those zombies, think, oh fuck, fire. You just used your one BFG shot. And you're going to go through this fake wall right here. And there's a Baron. It's like, well, I just wasted my ammo. It's a trap. That's actually really good. I mean, I guess it's a secret. It's behind a fake wall. A fake slime wall. Always check the waterfall. So see, you must have played this map before, because you knew to set the BFG for that. You must have played this. I am making a dumb joke. What else we got? Okay. Big fan of the texture choice here. My question is, how did the rocks get on the ceiling? How are they not falling? How are they... Super shotgun, okay. What do we got here? Alright! I'll get that an easy B. That's an easy B.
Those who can't do, teach, I suppose.
Come on, man! Don't do that! Oh, man, okay. I am unnecessarily proud of that bit. Man, that was... Alright, anyway.
Grade C-, difficulty D. Map 16, Return to Earth.
I cannot wait to see your fucking reaction to that bit.
If slightly overlong reprise of Antari's tech-based formula, Return to Earth is another lush human habitat with a kill count in the 400s. But don't worry, compared to the Map 15s you just endured, this will feel like a summer shower. I dig the natural sights here, especially...
Give me just 1 second. I did not turn off Discord sounds. I meant to, and I meant to, but I didn't. Disable sounds. Okay.
Okay. The red trees springing up between waterfalls and the color-coded corridors that lead to corresponding keys and locked doors. This map introduces another bit of dehacked wizardry. These creepy statues make a bell sound and break apart into spawn cubes when they spot you.
That's so cool!
To call any one of these...
I gotta see that again. That's awesome, dude. That's so awesome.
Creepy statues make a bell sound and break...
They don't always have to make... You know, enemies don't always have to roar at you. Just make them menacing like that. That's... Because, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna walk into a hallway, right? You're gonna walk past a door, trip a line deaf, you're not gonna know it. Behind you, you're gonna hear 15 loud gongs like that. And you're gonna think, oh fuck, I need to go hide.
Apart into spawn cubes when they spot you.
That's so cool. It missed, but oh, the spawn cubes, right?
These maps mediocre given the obvious amount of love and effort invested in them, but Return to Earth is the Antares equivalent of mediocre. Grade B-, difficulty B-. Map 17, Infinity Edge. One of the best tech bases in the Megawatt, Infinity Edge is packed with rich views, stirring action, and memorable moments. Let's get this out of the way. The miniature city, anchored by this swoon-worthy battleship, is a goddamn marvel. Fun, imaginative...
You sunk my battleship!
Even functional as a one-of-a-kind platforming stage and dicey battleground for snipers and flying foes alike. I love it to death, and the rest of the map is no letdown. This blue room with a teleport trap is as enjoyable to look at as it is to decommission. The chain gunner elites, Ophidians, and Cacos are especially at home here color-wise. The yellow key corridor is good practice for dodging cyber grenades, this megasphere initiates an AR fiesta, and the ending is yet another visual marvel stacked with heavies including a pair of archviles that sleuth in amongst the last few Aphriasts. Infinity Edge is top-shelf Antares material. Bright, brisk, and beautiful. Grade A, difficulty B+. Map 18, Point Lima Foxtrot. This arena-based momentum builder gets off to a furious start, whipping out an even more hyper version of the MIDI from Map 7. Digging your way out of the hot start is probably the hardest part of the map. The gold-accented path doesn't have much to talk about, but the other path, through this enemy-occupied wetland, into a red compound, and down an elevator, leads to the Lakenfaust.
Oh my god.
There's a good reason Antares gives you an invuln the first time you use this weapon. Struggle's BFG uses 6 grenades per shot, converting them into extremely powerful concussive blasts, but the trade-off is, unless you're holding down the trigger, the son of a bitch takes an eternity to reload, and getting too close to anything struck by the tracers deals massive damage to the player. I've killed myself so many times with this gun that I actively avoided using it until recently. You won't need the Lakenfaust often, but when you do, you better respect it. Anyway, Point Lima Foxtrot delivers the goods and doesn't waste your time. Grade A-, difficulty B+. Map 19, Teleportation Theta. Draining but climactic, Teleportation Theta concludes Struggle's Earth Saga. It's a sprawling tech base with another mile-high enemy.
It concludes on map 19, huh?
Megawatt's most memorable fights. The optional green room is marked with a Baron corpse that practically shouts beware, but it also holds the red key, which you can't get the much-needed Lakenfaust without. I once thought of this as the most fearsome fight in Struggle so far until I beat it twice in a row in this recording. I'm more baffled than bragging. It's a cascade of imps backed by 3 archviles, a mess of meatballs, revenants, hell knights, and sniping elites. Take it from me, it's easy to panic in this situation. Above all, focus on the archviles, avoid self-inflicted damage, and don't get pinned. The electrifying final battle is a 4-stage interdimensional event that you can dominate if you save the invuln from the mastermind room. Lake and the archviles,
Lake and fuck the archviles, is that what you said?
You can dominate if you save the invuln from the mastermind room. Lake and the archviles, Avada Kedavra these bastards in blue cloaks, light up the...
Yo, shout out to Harry Potter. I think that's what that is.
Leviathan, and it's time to blow them. Wait. Archviles, Avada Kedavra these bastards in blue cloaks, light up the Leviathan, and it's time to blow this popsicle stand. Sayonara tech bases, grade A.
I need to finish
A-.
the Harry Potter movies.
Footnote, if you happen to be wondering whether you can use the drill on an archvile, you can. Map 20, YEONOK. Korean for green purgatory according to the text file. CHOROK, YEONOK.
Alright, well so far you got my favorite map already. It's green. I don't care. It's green. It wins. I don't care. It's green.
Is a non-stop brawl set in a dazzling green domain. This is seriously jaw-dropping stuff. The arena you're looking at now will probably give you a lot of grief if you don't track down an assault rifle before you teleport in. After giving CERULEAN a helping hand in the gotcha grudge match, get ready for several waves of grunts, revenants, hell knights, ophidians, and spellcasters. In Antares' world, there's 2 kinds of people. Those with loaded guns, and those who dig.
Ooh.
The starting hub summons more enemies each time you return with a new key, so stay frosty. The caving expedition segment gives me flashbacks to Fremere from Eternity. Man, I was greener than this map when I did Dean of Doom episode 2. Spelunking tends to be less fun for me than the arena, though the skeletal cave-in and hit scanner palooza are 2 tons of fun. With both keys in hand, be sure to unlock these 2.
Yeah, I remember on the topic of when you first started the show, I remember my very first comment was roasting you because you said Demons on the Parade was no one's favorite song. To which I raised my hand and said, objection.
And backtrack for a pair of Lakenfausts.
Which I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely at least in the top 5. Probably top 3.
The final fight pits you against 6 Shadow Leviathans, each with a fraction of the original's health but the same offensive capabilities and no pain chance.
Oh, Jesus.
You know the drill. Run around like a maniac, don't get cornered, and spam Nuke and Faust. CHOROK YEONOK is a brutal upswing in difficulty for the first timer, but it's a joy to revisit. Visually splendid and riotously
Oh, fuck me, dude.
A, difficulty A.
That's an ending screen.
The Overture.
Oh, my God.
Oh
my God.
With its small
Alright. I'll give you credit for that. For singing the fucking Eiffel 65 song. Is it 65? It's 65, right?
I'm blue.
I joined you. There, see, we're not alone.
Music. I always think the Overture will be a cakewalk, but it is emphatically not. Forcing a pistol.
Are we doing blue now for the
acquaints you with the
map
9mm and
color
action just in time for you to use them against foes you've been melting with nades and 223s for the past 15 maps. The vicious yellow key fight throws 2 Archviles, several Revenants, and 2 Snakes at you while Chain Gunner Elites heckle you from the peanut gallery. I really do hate Chain Gunner Elites, and not in a love-to-hate kind of way either, mostly because of how they're used in the 3rd episode. But in spite of them, Struggles...
Well, they blend in, right?
...is my favorite.
So...
Just so it's out there, all the following maps are gorgeous, and I'll only go into further detail if a map is extra gorgeous. Grade B, difficulty B. Map 22, Aphriest Seminary. Struggle could have used more maps like this in the first half. Short, punchy spacers that let the player catch their breath between marathons.
Bonk.
You might be thinking, there aren't a lot of Aphriests in this Aphriest Seminary, but just wait, there's a 4-pack of them in here, and the exit contains at least twice as many as that, with Archviles swooping in for support on either side. Nasty stuff. Grade B+, difficulty B. Map 23, RHABDOPHIS Tigrinus. Like its namesake, RHABDOPHIS Tigrinus is venomous but unlikely to kill the fleet of foot. Antares distributes ammo such that you're forced to push through packs of perched enemies to even the odds. Tentative play will earn you a bite. Leap for this non-secret assault rifle to cut through this azure ambush, and don't let the elites accumulate. This is one of Antares' best uses of Aphriests in the entire map set. Aerial foes have the advantage on the uneven, intermittently toxic terrain. The Ophidian flash mob at the end is good fun, and of course Antares shores up their ranks with Archviles. That's the story of Episode 3. Grade A-, difficulty B+. Map 24, The Lost Temple. The Lost Temple is the last warm-up level in the Megawad, a gloomy map with a ruminative MIDI to match it. At this point, you ought to be expecting Archviles to appear in every non-incidental encounter. Archibald shakes things up in this Hell Knight Revenant speed dating event, in this hallway full of elites, Antaresia, and Dead Simple friends, and right after the introduction of the final custom enemy, the Elite Antaresia.
You know, you have a really good way of, like, naming things. What would you call it? Dead Simple Friends? That's clever.
Simple friends, and right after the introduction of the final custom enemy, the Elite Antaresia. These super serpents are faster and more resilient than their garden variety brethren. They shoot streams of blue bolts and burst into purple flames when they bite it, leaving nothing but a freaky blue skull behind.
Ooh.
Sick. All told, the Lost
That's
Temple
spooky.
is an appreciated respite. Grade B+, difficulty B. Map 25, Druidia Borealis Sanctum. Holy cannoli, what a thrill ride. For starters, Druidia Borealis Sanctum is pure eye candy. Peering at the splashes of bloody leaves against the steely blue cliffsides, the soaring alien...
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Holt from, Ancient Gods. Now, this is probably a much better level than the Holt, because, Sammer Maker pissed me the fuck off. I hate that fight, but, I'm also just incredibly better at the unfair difficulty of Ancient Gods Part 1. I think Ancient Gods Part 2 is much better. Now, it's not better than Doom Eternal, the base game, but I think it's better.
Bloody leaves against the steely blue cliffsides, the soaring alien architecture, and the yawning cosmos on the horizon, I feel utterly transported. Antares draws me fully into his deep blue dream, and it makes me sad to have to wake up from it. The outdoor area is one huge battleground, thundering with Revenant rockets, Mancubus fireballs, and chain gunner bolts. Watch out for flame boys as you hurry to arm yourself and try to conserve as many grenades as you can. They'll come in handy later. The blue key looses a flock of floating warlocks and drops an archvile on the beachhead, and once you've torn through this legion of lizards to get to the red key, beat feet to this gazebo and unload on the teleporting boneheads and their handlers. After that, it's time to enter the Sanctum, where the second hardest fight in the Megawad awaits you.
Okay, what have we got? Oh my god.
My god, what a fight. Mancubi, Revenants, Pain Elementals, Aphriests, and Archviles.
Well, it feels like more of a movement test, because what you're doing for this right now is just you're holding the fire button and praying. It kind of feels like it's just... can you navigate and target the right enemy, rather than, like, any strategery involving, like, weapon choice.
Arch vials galore.
That's not a bad thing. This just looks like a big positioning and movement check.
The name of the game is Seek and Destroy, paying special attention to the quadruplet that lowers with the yellow key at the end of the fight. Of course, you can also find this Leviathan and just annihilate everything.
The cheating device.
After that, there's a river of chain gun elites, which is way funnier than it is scary, and a mastermind fight. After that, there's a river of chain gunner elites, which is way funnier than it is scary, and a mastermind fight I could give or take, but DRUIDIA Borealis Sanctum has already made its mark. This is Antares at his rip-roaring, gobsmacking best. Grade A+.
This is probably valedictorian, unless there's a better one later.
26, Leviathan's Hideout. I think that should be S', actually. Having penetrated the Leviathan's hideout, we are no longer entitled to mercy.
Well, if it's the hideout of multiple Leviathans, then yes, it'd be S'. If this is the hideout of the one Leviathan, then no. You are the writer, though, so I don't think I need to tell you how that works. You're probably rolling your fucking eyes at me.
Actually, having penetrated the Leviathan's hideout, we are no longer entitled to mercy in Antares' eyes. Archviles are coming out of the woodwork, especially in the blue key room, but you'll have space to duck and cover for
Yo, shout out to that zombie man right there in the midst of, like, 600 Revenants and a Hell Knight and a Chain Gunner Elite. He's doing his best.
3 fights stick out to me here amidst the run-of-the-mill hallway clearouts. Number 1, this squadron of Antaresia elites is exciting and aesthetic as hell. Number 2, this cave full of vials and chain gunner elites is probably the biggest reason I hate these bullet-spongy, blue beret-wearing bastards. And number 3, the double Leviathan boss fight, which is impressive looking, but only tricky if you don't vaporize their cronies first. The Leviathans themselves are only a threat if you try to give them a hug or stop to tie your shoelaces. The Shadow Leviathan reprise feels kind of unnecessary in a level that operates on the premise of having found the Leviathan's lair. This map would have been more memorable if it wasn't sharing shelf space with so many other memorable maps. Grade A-, difficulty A+. Map 27, Legions Against One. Go Blue.
That's a cool map name.
Ludicrous.
Go Blue it. God damn it.
Antares' version of a throwaway map. In the text file, he claims he was running out of ideas at this point. Oh, what we'd give to be you, Antares. Legions Against One strikes like a typhoon, and only the Leviathan can stem the tide. Clean up the starting area, vanquish the blue key protectorate, and then get ready for the yellow key room, easily this map's gnarliest throwdown. Lowering the key initiates several bursts of teleporting foes, quickly filling the room with an unholy mishmash of heavies. I try to clear a corner for myself and deliver a full payload of Leviathan right in the middle of everything. Don't fall in the mode if you want to live, and note that killing the last Yuan T elite will let in 2 Archviles as a chaser. After that, carpet bomb this blizzard of revenants and prepare for turbulence in this absolutely bonkers invulnerability room. Legions Against One doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it's undeniably entertaining. Grade A, difficulty A. Map 28, the Antaresian. Antares, you've outdone yourself. The Antaresian is the grandest map in Struggle, packing nearly 1,000 foes and a heck of a lot more line defs into one whopping megastructure. I had to switch source ports for this map because Z-Doom wasn't having it. The Antaresian isn't quite as formidable as its inspiration.
Yeah, I just noticed the text was bigger in the corner.
But the battery of large-scale fights across its prodigious runtime easily places it in this megawad's heaviest weight class. I'll admit it, I hated this map the first couple of times I played.
Believe it or not, the flash on the weapon is worse than it was on Z-Doom.
There's a formula to the combat here. Ascend to a new tier, hit a switch or cross a tripwire, and an Archvile-spiked crapload of enemies teleport in all around you while turrets pump out projectiles like gangbusters. The higher you go, the greater the number of turrets and Archviles. Unless you're prepared for a game of Archvile tag and bullet hell, this map is gonna bum you out. Sure, the perpetual craziness and dense enemy placement creates some of the wildest situations in the Megawad, but this sea of blue uniforms jumps the shark. If you felt iffy about the first 3/4 of the map, stick it out for the Leviathan stage, which is the best showcase of the weapon in the entire Megawad. It's fantastic. By the time you reach the Antaresian apex, you won't be fazed by the 4 Leviathans that show up to greet you. At this point, you've seen it all. I put this map in the same category as Speed of Doom's Twilight Massacre.
I'm not saying much because I'm just... Sorry, I'm not saying much just because I'm taking all this in, but I really like the start of this map. If you want a good start to a spectacle of a map, have it be that bridge leading into this massive cathedral.
At all. I put this map in the same category as Speed of Doom's Twilight Massacre. In spite of its grandiosity, at a certain point, I'm indifferent to it. Grade A-, difficulty X-. Map 29, Alpha Scorpii Monument. Man, what a privilege it is to play this. Alpha Scorpii Monument is struggle in a nutshell. From its humble...
Like, it's hard to believe that this is the same WAD that 20 maps ago was a bunch of tech bases, you know?
corridor shooting beginnings to the crescendoing sapphire slaughterfest at its end, it might just be the most enchanting map of all. Paying tribute to Misery Halek from Alien Vendetta, Antares sends you plunging beneath these unhallowed halls into the molten
here it is,
where the hardest fight in the Megawad patiently awaits you. Antares gives you 3 megaspheres and more ammo than you could unload.
I remember when the valedictorian playthrough for Misery Halek came out. That was when Texas lost its power during a freeze. Yeah, that fucking sucked. I don't really know where I was going with that, but that was just a thought I had.
An hour, but you'd think hell itself was erupting down here. The Lake and Faust is your only chance, but it can kill you quicker than any demon. So load around, spin the chamber, and point it at your head. No matter how many tries it takes, you'll have psychedelic eyeballs, majestic MIDI to fill your sails.
I feel like there's one of two approaches you could take with a penultimate map, and I can't remember if I talked about this in Good Morning Phobos. I don't think I did, because I forgot. But there's 2 approaches you can take to a penultimate map. Okay. So, I know people shit on Gate to Limbo a lot, E3M7. But I really like that as a penultimate map because it's like a calm before the storm. It's one last chance to just chill out and just kind of like... It's not a puzzle. It's kind of is a puzzle what E3M7 is, but kind of just hop around different teleporters and find switches. Is it a good level? Probably not, but... there was another point I wanted to make about Gate to Limbo. Oh, yeah. Thinking about it, because, like, to us, it's different, because we've probably played the map hundreds of times, so it hits different for us. But from, like, someone playing it for their first time, that's what I'm trying to compare these maps to, is how is it your first time going through? And that's why I think Limbo is probably a better map upon first reception, because it's about the first impression. And the other way you could do a penultimate map is like the Living End. I think that is a fantastic... I think it's my favorite penultimate map of the 4 IWADs. I think TNT's was like mostly unremarkable, if I remember right, which is juxtaposition in itself, that sentence. And then Odyssey of Noises, which is another way to do a penultimate map. But I think the Living End... Sean's got the shotgun. It's this big, sprawling map. It's just really good. It's just a really good way to do a penultimate map. It gets you keyed up to go fight the Icon of Sin. And then this right here is another way, because this is either you could go the dramatic route with the Living End, or you could have it be a chilled out, like a winding down experience. That's what this feels like, with the music especially. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways. I think this is a really good one, though. A really good penultimate. It's got, like, a little bit of everything that you've seen, except tech base.
The final stretch is a field day for the Lake and Faust, laying low one last Revenant bombardment, and driving the Antaresia to effective extinction.
Oh, God!
The last 2 Leviathans should
Holy
have
shit!
While they could.
That's a lot of Ophidians.
Grenades to mop the floor with them. Alpha Scorpii Monument pummeled me on first playthrough, but since then I've become totally...
Oh, it's a cat!
Grade A+. Difficulty A+. Map 30, Ignis X Antaresia.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's a big sigh. Oh, no, dude. Well, the name is cool. That's, I'm pretty sure that translates to Fire Out of Antaresia. Because I took Latin in high school. That was a very big sigh, though. I am so scared for what's coming. The song's awesome. All right, let's hear it, Pen.
A+.
Let's hear what you got.
Ignis X Antaresia. Do I have to? Okay. Well, Struggle isn't the first all-time classic Megawad to fall on its face at the finish line.
Oh, come on! No, don't do this! Don't say that! Alright, let's see what you got.
Struggle isn't the first all-time classic Megawad to fall on its face at the finish line. Ignis X Antaresia is 60 seconds of strafe running away from the most ridiculous final boss I've faced in Doom. Don't bother using...
Oh, it's the Iron Lich from Heretic, yeah. Well, I wish it wasn't chasing you with 7,000 Mancubus fireballs.
The Lake and Faust, grab backpacks and you're out of grenades, run in circles and shoot him until he dies. Grade D, difficulty.
Oh!
So, in late 2020, when I first played Struggle, I distinctly remember thinking, this is as close as I'm going to get to experiencing Valiant, my favorite Megawad, again for the first time. Then, the last 6 maps crushed me.
Alright, I'm going to have to watch this twice because I'm wanting to read the text and then listen to the review.
Some of my initial enthusiasm. In my notes, I wrote verbatim, shitty, spammy ending, but the first, 24 levels are amazing. Now that I'm better at the game, I have left an edit. Shut up. Only map 30 isn't excellent. Struggle is a towering achievement, something that Antares can look back on with pride for the rest of his life. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but anyone with a thirst for adventure and or relentless excitement will find something to treasure in Struggle Antaresian Legacy. My final grade for this essential Megawad is an A+. Difficulty-wise, Struggle is a...
Is this the first one to get an A+? I doubt it. I'm pretty sure Valiant got one too.
Lengthy campaign made more tiring by its gameplay alterations, so an A- seems like the right...
Hammer time.
Now for my Dean's List. Valedictorian.
Let me read what this says. It was end of the line. The loathsome... That's not a word. Also known as the Inquisitor, who sold his fellow disciples and their homeworld to the evil, was shredded into pieces, and his vicious plan to dominate our planet with his new friends has failed. The Hell gave up to send minions as soon as you win. The Hell gave up to send minions as soon as you win. Okay. That's right, you have won against the invasion. You drop all of your arsenals and start to walk to your home, leaving thousands of guts and bones behind. Thanks for playing. Press escape to quit. I'm assuming this is not English first language because that... Maybe I'm the dumb one. Maybe I'm just reading the sentence wrong. I probably am, honestly. But...
Map 29, Alpha Scorpii Monument.
Or, you know what it might be? It might be a reference to, like, old NES games that were, like, translated awfully. I'm not sure. Either way, the narrative it tells, actually, I really do like.
My Dean's List. Valedictorian.
I always like Doom mods whenever they try to give a narrative.
Map 29, Alpha Scorpii Monument. Salutatorian, Map 25, Druidia Borealis Sanctum. Class President, Map 28, the Antaresian.
So what this tells me right here, by the way, what this list tells me, is that if you're playing Struggle, Antaresian Legacy, you're playing it to experience the last third of it. You're playing it to play the last 10 maps.
And the dunce cap goes to Map 30, Ignis X Antaresia. Naturally, Struggle qualifies for an honor roll, and it's a long one, so I'll speed read. Map 4, Local Outpost. Map 5, Sewage Street.
You want to speed read maps 4, 5, 10, 11, 14, 15, 15B, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 26, 27, and 28.
10,
That's speed read. There you go.
Map 11, The Indomitable Mastermind. Map 14, A Ticket from Inferno. Map 15, Teleportation
What
Delta.
time is it?
Map 15B, Scorching Flames.
Oh, wow.
Map 17,
This is a long video.
Map 18, Point Lima Foxtrot. Map 19, Teleportation Theta. Map 20, Chorok YEONOK. Map 23, RHABDOPHIS.
I was about to say, take a breath, man.
Hideout. Map 27, Legions Against One. And Map 28, the Antaresian. Thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to share your thoughts on the WAD down below. I'd love to hear what you think, and I'll heart your comments to let you know I've read them. Now, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge my generous patrons.
I'm not going to leave good this time. I'm sure you saw the comment and was just like, what the fuck? Okay, is there anything after the... Is there? I can't tell. Hold on. It looks like it cuts to black a little early.
I appreciate you all very much.
Hey! Wait! Wait, back it up. Wait.
And Simon Coos. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Dude, Mount Payne's got legs! Oh, yeah, dude.
All very much.
Yeah.
This is Mount Payne 27.
Yep.
And I'll see you in the next episode of Dean of Doom.
Jesus Christ. That scared the shit out of me. Alright.
Episode of Dean of Doom.
I wasn't ready. Alright. I knew there was something. Let me see. Yeah, you can use the drill against the Ophidians. Oh, very good episode. That's a clap for me. That's a clap for me. That was a very, very fun one to react to. That was so good. Oh, man. I always struggle with whenever map designers or just WOD makers in general change sprites, change textures, change whatever. But in this case, it was done really well. I could probably have done without the weapon reskins, but it was obvious that they were designed with the weapon balance changes in mind. So yeah, I mean, it was very, very solid, very good. I love the blue. Love the blue. Love the blue. Love the AR. Wish the flashing wasn't there, but other than that, very solid. Hell yeah, dudes. Time to crawl back into my hole and wait for the next episode.